Okay, so we'll be watching what he's watching. Alright, so Mino replay. He's one of the rare tier 10s actually. Conqueror, him, and Shima, so this is relatively easy matchmaking. Graft Zeppelin shouldn't be any problem. 5 battleships. Salem is the only radar, hopefully, and Loyang Hydro Destroyer. Okay, this should be pretty simple. If I was a Mino, yeah, like between going there somewhere and AFK Vladdy. This is him, by the way, not me. Between going there and here, I usually pick this spot so I can play closer. So I can use this island and coverage, hydro and smoke to do any sort of shooting here. But you do have to be careful. Salem, if I was Salem, I would probably be making it, try to make it for the same island, same position on the other side. Your AA is off. Should be on. Like your AA detection, if I'm not mistaken, is 6.9. So you should never have your AA turned off. Because your concealment is also 6.9 from air. So that's the first thing. Just keep it on all the time. And definitely you didn't use your priority target. Sector reinforcement. Jeez. You could have shredded those planes and you basically did no damage to them. I wouldn't be shooting at a Kaba here. I know you're trying to help, but it's a Kaba. He's 15 kilometers away and you're not gonna hit him. Second, I think he smoked up a bit too soon. Then again, I was correct. Salem is making for the same position. Okay, torpedoes are decent. Open up with Salem. There you go. I would recommend, like, you will see, this might be a bit hypocritical, but this is an advice I can give you, like a professional advice. Double click instead of press and hold. Because if you see shells coming out all the time, it's gonna be easier to locate you because you're giving constant feedback on your movement. If you double click every few seconds, then there's a couple of seconds of downtime in between, so it might be a bit harder for them to get a lock on you. But you will see me do this all the time because I'm too lazy to double click myself. Your smokescreen puffs are pretty big, so I would guess you're using smokescreen expert, which some people use it. It's not bad. It gives you more space to play in. But yeah, this is why I wouldn't have smoked where you smoked. I would have went deeper, but then again I would have probably been in a problem as well, because that Salem would be radaring me with this super long radar now. Then again, there's nothing that can shoot you if you're really close to the island, like here, for example. Only that Kaba, and you don't care about Kaba, which is detecting you right now. So I would ask of your Mogador to actually go and bloody do something, like scout, for example, because he's been pretty useless now. Kaba is detected. You're not exactly looking where you're going. So use shells incoming. Should be okay. Is that actually a ricochet? Okay, your ships are pushing. You should be there too. I wouldn't shoot right now. Okay. Also, I do believe you are fully zoomed in. I'm not sure. But I would zoom out once. I use smokescreen expert as well. Nothing wrong with it on Mino and Belfast. I didn't say there's anything wrong with it. Like, I personally don't use it because there's things There's better things to use it than that. But like I said, it gives you more space to use it, more space to play with. And if you are more comfortable using it, then you should definitely use it. Like, yeah. I understand Salem is there, so you're hesitating to go forward, go deeper. But this right now, what you're doing is, I think, a waste of time. Because you're not going to hit a Kaba, and even if you do, it's not going to do much of a difference. So you hit him once for a ricochet, so you should be better probably off going concealed and trying to make it somewhere on the map where you are going to be useful. Because right now you have 3 battleships and a destroyer in front of yourself. When I play a Mino, I'm pretty much always tip of the spear. But that's me, I'm playing extremely aggressive. So use... Like, you could right now go here, for example. Like, you could easily put yourself in this position and start shelling Soyuz on his side from here. Make sure he dies. And then it's just Kaba and Salem. And your battleships, you can just signal them to push and kill Salem. This is pre-nerfed Salem. So, sorry. Pre-buffed Salem, not pre-nerfed. So, yeah, Low Yang detected on 10 kilometers. You could be, for example, shooting that broadsiding Low Yang right now. But you are shooting... I'm not sure what you were shooting there. I didn't catch it.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
See, you even saw the Low Yang, but you're still not shooting.
Torpedoes to starboard.
I'm not sure what you're doing here. Maybe you're just going for A. This is an easy target for Mino. 10 kilometers broadsiding destroyer. Can I press O? I can't. I don't know, in the replay analysis, do you actually see if that is being...
Smoke generator started.
I think this was also unnecessary smoke screen. I know you probably panicked when you saw Soyuz, but if they want to, they can just radar you with Salem and you'd be dead. What you could have done here is just turn around or slow down or stop. You didn't exactly need a smoke screen. To make matters crazier, you're actually now... No, you can't shoot that. To make matters crazier, now you're actually doing what you could have done without the smoke screen, so it's a totally wasted smoke. But yeah, if you were in this position right now, here, here, or here, you could be shooting, scouting, resetting, torping, Magia, Turpets, no problem right now. I think you're simply focused on the wrong thing. Do you think there's a line new players should go for learning the game? I think you should go for everything. You should not be shooting here. Because you were proxy detected and he was ready to shoot. If he died like 2 seconds later, you could have get one-shotted there. You should always pay attention to your in-smoke penalty, which is like 5-4, I think. Watching it back, you see all the mistakes that you make that you didn't notice at the time. Yeah. Your detection is 9.1. So you could have let the guy piss off a few hundred meters extra before actually starting to chase him. Because now you're gonna get resetted for no reason. You didn't have much points, but still, you could have kept this. Also, you're shooting too high right now. Unless it's a replay bug, you're aiming way too high. And I don't know, do you want to be in a situation like this? Where you are bow in against Salem. You reload a bit faster than he does, but you only have 4 guns. He's got 6, and his guns will hurt, yours won't. Slightly lower, and a bit more to the right. Yeah, okay, like left and right is now good, but you're aiming a bit too high. Like majority of your shells are just going over him. You should also be very careful and paying attention to your minimap right now. If you continue, you're gonna give side to Vajia and Tirpitz and maybe Montana. Smoking is a problem. You should be healing right now. You're showing a bit too much side. You're showing side to the battleships right now. Oh boy, is this a Peppa smoke? You're giving broadside to that Montana way too early. She could one-shot you right now. Yeah, and you Peppa smoke. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I knew it. Like, few things that you're doing wrong, in my opinion. If I could just detach my fucking camera, that would be awesome. But I can't. Your positioning could be better. One second. Your positioning could be better. Your targets of opportunity, the targets that you choose to shoot, could definitely be better. You're shooting at battleships you can't hit and you can't see. You're shooting at destroyers that are really far and really fast, but you're not shooting at destroyers that are medium range and easier to hit. Like, you shot enemy Kaba so many times, but you couldn't really hit him. But you didn't shoot the Yu Yang or Lo Yang, which you could have hit. You were shooting at battleships, which you can't really see because of the land. Instead of trying to get angles so that you can, for example, be here and shoot what's here. Be here so that you can torp and shoot what's here. Something like that would have greatly affected who you can actually shoot. Also, torpedoes, some of them were okay, some of them were weird. Your smoke screens are pretty bad. Like, first smoke screen, in my opinion, you dropped because you panicked. It wasn't necessary. Second smoke screen, you also panicked. It was totally unnecessary at the time. And then you left it. And the third smoke, you Peppa smoked. So all 3 smokes were pretty bad. From which second was completely useless to you. And third was completely useless to you. You only had a bit of a usage from the first one, which you probably could have made it even without. So you need to improve. You need to improve on... Peppa smoke is when you smoke in full speed and you forget to slow down and you basically leave the entire smoke behind yourself. That's a Peppa smoke. So you need to work a bit on your positioning. You need to work on when are you actually going to decide to smoke up, when not to. And your aiming could use a bit of an improvement. Like, sure, Kaba is a, very, very difficult target to hit. But for example, on that Salem, which was pretty close, you should have been landing a lot more consistent hits. Even though, trust me, it wouldn't change anything, because you don't just engage Salem like that. He's got more guns and bigger caliber than you. You're not gonna do anything to him. But that's it. That's the minor replay. Unfortunately, the game didn't last very long, so it was a bit difficult for me to give you more pointers than I did. But hopefully, it's gonna help you get better. I think if you just pay attention a bit more to the minimap and choose your positioning better, and you manage your smoke screens better, you could do a lot better. Like, you were front when you needed to be back. You were back when you needed to be front. You were smoke screening when you couldn't use it. Yeah, just try to improve your positioning. Just by improving your positioning, you should be having a lot better